Oh my god, guys, this theme music is just giving me chills. Oh my god, I'm getting goosebumps all over my friends. What a moment! Hell yeah! Okay, so let's talk about some important notices now. For example, there will be the release of plugins and there will be a lot of new mechanisms. And in this video, my friends, I'm going to explain what are these new mechanisms and how you are going to equip those mechanisms exactly to your fighters to get the maximum benefits. Let's go. Alright guys, so we are in this forum notice where the youngest GM Kula sent us a letter about this plugin thing. And this thing was actually released yesterday, but I was busy in work, so I couldn't release a video on this, but here we go. So first of all, they are talking about this developer handbook part 2, which you can also check it out if you need, but I think this is the latest information and I've already covered this developer handbook part 2. I will link that in the description so you can have a look. So basically they released a lot of images and they talked about it. So you don't have to read these things. I'm just going to explain these things image by image. So what is this they are talking about in this image? You can see that, as I talked about in my previous video, that beside this battle card imprint stone, there is another new tab which is going to be added to the characters. And as I told you that this is going to change the entire thing. It is going to be under the equip section where we normally equip our characters with battle cards and imprint stones. There will be the third tab where you can see we can add these plugins. They are plugins, they have different name, they have different attributes, and we're going to talk about it. And for the first time, as you can see, there are 4 plugins in the second line and the one plugin on the first line. And this first plugin, this is probably going to be the most powerful plugin because this is something exclusive to the ultimate fighters, and all other fighters, for example EX, BS or FACE, all other fighters can also equip these 4 plugins. However, they cannot equip this 5th plugin. That makes the difference, and that makes the ultimate characters a next level thing. And they have talked about these different type of plugin names. They are called Promise, Origin, Wish and Scan. So these are the 4 type of plugins that you can use through all of your characters. However, for UE fighters or the ultimate fighters can actually add this extra plugin that is known as timing. And this is with the watch icon. That is why it is called timing. And right now I don't really know the exact function of this plugin, but probably the timing, as the name suggests, maybe it can speed up the character's functions or skill or something like that. So in the next slide also they showed that these 4 plugins are equipped with the character, and also the 5th plugin or timing plugin is also equipped to Mukai. And as Mukai is an ultimate fighter, so he can add this timing plugin, which is a great thing, a free fighter which we all will get. And as you can see, the stars of Mukai, this is, EX star has been doubled up. We can see Mukai with 4 EX stars, which is phenomenal. Now, if you want to check the information of the plugin, that what are the attributes and powers of the plugin, you just click on this magnifying glass icon, and you will be displayed with this information that different plugins are having different type of attributes. For example, this one is an equip plugin. I think this one is normal plugin, not the 5th one, but this one probably is the 5th one. So what does this plugin things do to the characters? First of all, it will have certain stats that will increase your attack, defense, HP and all the stats. Secondly, it is going to equip you with a special power that is called Phantom Stats. And with this plugin, other fighters like EX fighters, BS or SS fighters, they can also have this Phantom Stats just like UE fighters. Of course, their power will be different. They will be kind of weaker than UE stats. But the thing is, they can still use these Phantom Stats. That means those characters are also going to be more or less useful in the future game modes where they will require phantom stats in order to participate in those game modes. So this is a blessing from Netmarble, that they are not only introducing the UE characters but also keeping the other characters that you have summoned, you have invested so much rubies, they can also be highly relevant. Very good mechanism right here. So this is the next slide, my friends, and here we will learn about what are the different things that makes the plugin different. And as you guys have already used different type of imprint stones, I think you will understand easily, because there are certain things that makes the imprint stones different from one other. Some imprint stones are really rare, some imprint stones are so common, and so on and so on. So let's talk about it. So also in this plugin thing, there are these 6 options. These 6 options that are going to create the difference between the plugins. Now what are these? First of all comes rarity. Now there will be different classes of these plugins, and this one it can be rare, it can be epic, it can be common and common. As you can see, there are these grade names and there are certain background colors associated with this. For example, epic has purple, rare has gold, uncommon has silver, and common has bronze. Of course, these common, uncommon, both of them are going to be kind of shitty. What you are going to look for is rare, and of course the epic ones are going to be the best. As you can see in this plugin, you can see the headphone shape plugin. There is a certain purple border around the plugin, and that will tell you that this is an epic plugin. Now let's talk about this. We talked about the rarity. So we found that epic, common, uncommon and stuff. Now let's talk about the power. And if we come to the page again, this is number 2 option that says 136. This is the power level of the plugin. This can be different, depends on the situations. It can be some plugin might have more power, some plugin might have less power. So ideally, the more power is here, the character is going to have more attributes, more damage dealing features and so on. And as you can already understand that epic and rare plugins are going to be with higher powers, especially epic plugins will be with the highest power, and the other plugins will be of course with lower power. And in this slide they actually compared this plugin attributes depending on their power. On the left side of the screen, as you can see, this is a uncommon plugin and the power level is 40 and the border is silver. It has 1380 phantom defense, decrease freeze and fear duration by 3%, increase active skill 1 damage by 25%, while an epic plugin has 136 of power and it has that purple border around it, and it is going to give 5300 phantom defense. Is going to increase active skill 3 phantom damage by 16%. It's going to give us some extra HP for 3.2% phantom damage, increase finisher skill damage by 12%. So a lot of extra attributes in the epic plugin. So you need to check this thing out before you add this plugin to your character, so you don't add wrong plugins to your good characters. So you try to find these epic plugins that is going to be suitable with these characters. However, I can also see that there is a purple color associated with this epic plugin. I hope that this color is not. I think that this color is not the part of the plugin, but it is going to correspond to the actual color of the character. That means you need to obtain these things with the right color and probably with the right character type as well. So this is going to be something like the star and moon imprint stones, quite a difficult thing to match. So we just talked about power, and let's talk about the equipping condition. And there will be a certain equipping condition. That is, for example, this plugin that says awakening level of 50. That means if your character is awakened level 50, only then the character can use this plugin. Otherwise the characters cannot, and even if you add this plugin to the character, that is not going to use its full potential. So there is a certain cap right here, and it can be different in different for different plugins. Now let's talk about the type part. That is, they are showing it here, this number 4, that is with like an headphone of an Apple device. I mean, why you have to design it like this, I don't know, but they designed it anyway. So this is going to be the type. I'm not really sure what does they mean by this. They haven't really provided much explanation about this. Oh, sorry guys, actually I found the information about this plugin. So there will be different types. For example, one is with the headphone shape, and as they describe this thing right here in this section, that is, there can be it can be divided. There can be 5 types of plugins. So there are not only those headphone shaped, but there are 5 types. And first one is the ring shaped, known as Promise; necklace shaped, that is known as Wish; earphone shaped, that is known as Link; and goggles shaped, that is known as Scan; and finally watch shaped, that is known as Timing. So with these icons you can know that what type of plugin is this, and there can be 5 types of plugin. And also you cannot equip the same plugin more than one time. And as I said, that you can equip one of each type, and it's not possible to equip the same plugin type again. So this is very important, that you can only add one headphone shaped plugin to your character, that's all. And this needs to have to be the best. You will try to achieve the best headphone shaped plugin, probably Epic. Then you can add just one more goggle shaped plugin. Then you can just one more necklace shaped plugin. Then you can add one more watch shaped plugin, and so on and so on. So this is more or less just like the Infinite Stone mechanism. So we just talked about the type part, different types of plugin. Now let's talk about the stats of this plugin. What is this stat they are talking about? So these are the stats actually that is describing us that what stat is this each of these plugins are going to increase. For example, parts, the types of plugins is Promise, Wish, Link, Scan, and Timing. Promise is going to look like a ring, and it is going to give you overpower. Wish is going to look like a necklace, as we had talked before, and both Promise and Wish type plugins are going to give you the overpower stats. And by the way, both of these plugins, Promise and Wish, you can add it to any fighters. So this is very sweet that you can give this overpower to any characters. Then once again, Link, that is looks like an earphone, and the Scan, a plugin that looks like goggles, this will give you phantom defense. And once again, you can add Link and Scan to any fighters. So look at this, my friends. 4 of these plugins can be added to any fighters, and any fighters can achieve overpower and phantom defense. Very, very sweet. And only Timing, that is going to give max HP. Only timing plugin will give max HP, and only this plugin is going to be exclusive for UE fighters. But as you can see, this extra attack or this extra defense both can be used by EX fighters. Pretty decent thing, my friends. But however, I don't know in future game modes what will be the role of HP. I think in future game modes, netmarble is going to make the max HP or the role of HP most important, because so far now we don't really care about HP at all. All we need is attack and defense. But in the next gaming events, HP is going to play a very important role, my friends. Keep this in your note and watch the future updates. So we just talked about stats. Now they also mentioned option. That is basically how these attributes of a plugin is going to be determined. And of course there will be other stats, additional options, other basic stats given randomly the moment you acquire them, regardless of the type of plugin. So there will be random stats, and it is going to be a big task to acquire them in the right form and shape. So let's see how this works out, and what are the percentage of the drop rate of the exact stats of the plugins. So we talked about the plugins. Now next important part is how to acquire plugins. how you can actually get them. Now they are releasing these photos of the dungeons that they have prepared for us. So where in these dungeons we can actually farm these plugins. As you can see, this Transcendence dungeon right here, plugin plant right here, and there are these icons of different plugins around Kaya. And this is the place. This is going to look like this is divided by different tiers: tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and this is the place where you will have to farm those plugins. However, your character needs to be at least awakened level 30 in order to participate in this game mode. And they are also saying that you can actually adjust your difficulty level in these tiers. So maybe in the boss fights, as we saw, that if we do with more difficulty level, the rewards will be higher. Something will be like this. And as expected, there will be different missions for farming different types of plugins. So this is going to be definitely exciting. And of course, the higher you go, the better plugins you will get. Just as much as the chapter of fight, if you remember that the higher you go, the rewards will be also better. And in the next and final section of this letter, GM Kula introduces a great new options. Remember guys, we always used to get those imprint stones from different places, and some of them are not really good for us. And what we used to do, we used to just salvage them and get some items. That's all. But here it has been improved. Of course, you can get useless plugins because it is random, and of course you can just salvage them, and after salvaging you will get these items, and with these items you can actually modify a certain plugin. For example, as you can see, there are certain options. You can increase critical hits, you can increase finisher skill phantom damage, you can increase penetration, you can decrease stun petrified duration, and there are a hell lot of options, I think. And so how you can do this? You can use your you can salvage your useless plugins, and you will get these items, and you can use these items to improve an existing plugin. I think this is a very decent way to improve things, and of course these stats are going to be totally random, so you never know that when you are actually getting a very great plugin through this modification process. So this is a great option in my opinion that increases the usability of all the plugins that we are going to farm, because of course all of them are not going to be useful at all, and we can actually improve our favorite plugins for our favorite fighters. This is a lot of customization, and I think this is very good. And also they gave us the screenshot of this craft menu where you can craft these plugin boxes, and as you can see there are different colors and different I think different also they are marked with different numbers, 1, 2, 3 and also 4. So we'll see how this thing plays out, how this thing works out. Probably these are the numbers of indicating the strength and attributes of the plugin. So I hope I was able to explain all the new mechanisms. I will try to explain once again when the game is update is released. Please comment below if you have any questions or any concerns about the system. I am very excited about it, and I'll make a lot of videos on this. So please stay tuned, and hope to see you guys soon in some other videos. Till then, stay awesome and peace out my friends.